All right, guys. So I have been looking back at some of the homework, and I noticed that some people had a little bit of a problem with exercise 9B number 2. So what I thought I'd do is make a quick little video, at least to give you the setup. I'm not going to work through the whole thing because that's your job, but I think that maybe given a little bit of help with the setup, you could figure this out. All right? So the question is, they say we've got a quadratic equation. It's passing through 0, -9, and -1, 9, and that the axis of symmetry is at x equals 4. Okay, so they're giving us a whole bunch of information here, and actually a lot more information than we need, but it'll work. Okay, so lots of things you can do here. The first thing is you could create 3 equations, right? You could take each of these points, 0, -9, you can put that in for x and y. So you could go -9 equals a times 0 squared plus b times 0 plus c. And then you could do the same thing with the -1, 9, and you could say 9 equals a times -1 squared plus b times -1 plus c. You simplify those two, and we'd have -9 equals c, and we'd have 9 equals a minus b, just like that. Plus c, sorry. Plus c. Of course, we know what c is. So, but I still do have 3 variables, so I do need a third equation. So, lots of different ways you could do that. One is by using this information right here. The equation of symmetry is x equals -4. The equation of symmetry is you may have heard it before, as the axis of symmetry. Okay, the axis of symmetry is always at x equals -b over 2a. And so you could write a third equation that way. You could say, because x is 4 at the axis of symmetry, 4 equals -b over 2a. Now, in order to be able to solve this on your calculator, you do need 3 linear equations. And so we might have to actually do a little bit of algebra here. Multiply both sides by 2a, which will give us 8a equals -b. Move the b over to the other side, and we'll have 8a plus b equals 0. Now I have 3 linear equations. You should be able to put this into your system solver. Or, I mean, you've got c. You could just put the c in, and now you've got 2 equations with a and b, and you might be able to solve that through substitution or elimination or anything like that. But you should be able to take the 3 equations and just put it straight into your calculator. Now, what if we didn't remember this x equals -b over 2a thing, this axis symmetry thing? Is there anything else that we could have done other than this last equation? Well, yeah, sure. I mean, if you think about it, this graph, right, it gives us 0, -9, right, which would be that point right there, and it gives us -1, 9, which would be up here, okay, and then it gives us the axis of symmetry. As long as you remember that the axis of symmetry is a line going down the middle that then is going to be an exact replica of both sides, then you actually have 2 more points, right? This point over here, the 0, -9, is 4 spaces away from your axis of symmetry. So therefore, 4 spaces on the other side at 5, 6, 7, 8, there should be an identical point there, right, which will be 8, -9. Same thing with this one up here. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces away. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces over, then at 9, 9, I should have another point. And so you could use either of those points in the same way that we did over here, put it into the x and the y, and you'd get a third equation that way as well. Okay? So yeah, any of those things should work out to give you 3 equations with 3 variables in which situation, or even possibly 2 variables if you can figure out one of them. At that point, you should be able to solve it using your calculator or on your own. All right, so I'm going to leave that with you. Nice job, and hopefully that helps you through that question.